What's up, farming family? How y'all doing today? Today, we're going to be talking about a budget-friendly series from Spartus called the Apex series. So, you have the Odyssey, which is a hybrid shape, and then you have the Orion, which is an elongated shape with a little bit longer handle and a little bit smaller head. I'm going to get into that later on in this video. I do have an Amazon link. If you do use it, I will get a kickback from that. And if you do use it, I really appreciate that. That's how Spartus is doing this, this release. So the link will be in either the comment section or the description down below. But yeah, let's get into this. There's a lot to unpack with these paddles. Okay, a few things I want to mention about the specs. The Odyssey is the hybrid shape and the handle is almost the same exact size as the Vatic Flash Saga short handle. Now, if you're looking at the Orion, it has a longer handle closer to the Hirachi X from 11.624. This paddle is also a Generation 1 paddle, which means it's not thermoformed and it doesn't have foamed edges. What it does have, though, is a uniform molded handle. So it's just one full handle. I'll have a picture of it popping up right here in the video. They also use their Phalanx system, which is a gel polymer that's put in certain areas to increase the sweet spot and the stability. This paddle also has a new core, which it's a 10 millimeter celled polymer blend. It's a black core that's supposed to increase power and have a lower failure rate compared to, the past polypropylene cores. So the first thing I want to talk about with these paddles is the pop. You're not going to be blown away by the pop of these paddles. These are technically Gen 1 style paddles. The pop is going to be a little bit better than the Vatic Prism Flash and the Vatic V7 Prism. Straight up, you're going to get more pop than you get with those. What I would realistically compare this to would be a Gen 2 paddle, which would be the original Neonic Flow. When I was using these paddles, they played very similarly to the Neonic Flow that I originally played with, not the Prime X, the regular version. So you're not going to be getting the most plush feeling paddle, possible, but you're also not going to get something that's got crazy amounts of pop. And then when it comes to the power, the paddles that I would probably put these near in terms of power would be the Saga series. The V7 plays very similarly to the Orion in terms of plow through and power when you're doing big drives or on your serves. The same goes with the Odyssey and the short-handled Saga Flash. They play almost identical in terms of power. So if you want something that's got decent power and kind of in the lower spectrum of pop, this would be a good paddle. And it's just going to get more intriguing and more interesting when I get to the value part of it. Now, when it comes to the control, are these controllable? Yes, for literally almost anybody that plays pickleball could pick these up, and within a very little period of time, we'll be able to control these. These are highly controllable paddles. I don't feel like I need to be wasting a lot of time talking about the control aspect of it because that is where these paddles shine. These are very controllable. So if you're playing with another paddle and you're contemplating getting this and you're worried about the control, don't worry about it. You're going to be able to take it out and use it. The Odyssey got 2,107 and the Orion got 2,082. Like I say in every other video, if you're getting above 1850 RPMs, you're going to be well enough off with the amount of spin you're getting from the paddle. Now, anything over 2,000 will be technically considered high tier in terms of me doing the test. So it's technically considered high tier, but just know the spin's not going to be like a downfall of this paddle by any means. When it came to the swing weights, the Orion had a swing weight of 114 and the Odyssey had a swing weight of 109. These are both in the very low end in terms of swing weight for the shapes that they are, which means they're going to be easier to swing than most of the hybrids and elongated paddles, that they are respectively compared to. And you can put lead tape, customize them, do anything you want to with these paddles. The elongated, you can get it bumped up to like a 119, 120 swing weight with a nice lead tungsten tape setup, and it's going to add extra plow through. The same goes for the hybrid. You can bump the hybrid up to a 116, 117 with lead tape, and it also increase the twist weight and the sweet spot some. Now, when it comes to the overall weights of these paddles, they were 7.8 ounces right out of the, box without any overgrips, but I would definitely add overgrips and some tungsten tape to these. And when it came to the balance point, the Odyssey had a balance point of 239 and the Orion had a balance point of 241. When it came to the twist weights, the Orion had a twist weight of 5.89 and the Odyssey had a twist weight of 6.51. Okay, the Odyssey's twist weight is right where you want it to be. Like 6.5 is considered a average on up twist weight. Below 6.5 is where it starts to get a little bit worse. So the elongated paddle does have a chance of twisting in your hands. Good news for you, the swing weight is so low that you can put on some tungsten, bump that twist weight up, and you don't even have to worry about it realistically. Now, in terms of sweet spot, this is where it's very, very interesting. This is a Gen 1 paddle, so you would expect a Gen 1, sweet spot, but that's not the case. With the weighting system that they have provided, I would go as far as to say that the sweet spot on this paddle is a little bit better than the Vatic Prism Flash, but it's not quite as good as like the J2K and paddles of that nature. With that being said, the sweet spot's not going to be something that you're going to be stressing about or freaking out about. You can add tungsten tape to both of these paddles and up that sweet spot and make the sweet spot broaden out a little bit more. So I don't think that's going to be like a negative of this paddle by any means. Just don't expect like the biggest sweet spot in pickleball because realistically that's not going to happen. But yeah, overall the sweet spots I would consider them average. This is where it gets crazy, right? Like this is definitely one of the best values in pickleball. Like hands down, you are getting a $79.99 paddle. I think it's for the first 60 days. And then after that, it goes to $95. But even when it goes to $95, this is just a stupid deal for what you're getting. You're getting a Gen 1 with a fully molded handle with their weighting system. It plays way better than any other Gen 1 that you're currently going to play with. And arguably better than most of the Gen 1.5s that are currently on the market. So who is this for? This is for anyone that loves the soft game, that also still wants to be able to have a decent amount of plow through. It's also for beginners and intermediate style players. All right, essentially anybody can play with this paddle with the value and the playability of it. I feel like a pro could play with this, like Augie that uses the Vatic Prism. He could grab this and use it and he would excel perfectly with it. This isn't limited to like beginners and intermediate players. Anybody can use this. It just kind of depends on what kind of play style you have and what you're going for. If you're a crazy aggressive player and you're constantly looking to hand battle and do speed ups, I would get a poppier paddle than this realistically. I would probably go for the Olympus. But if you wanting, smooth drops, dings, while still having good plow through on drives and stuff, the $79 paddle is a pretty good deal. But yeah, if you play with this, slap it down below. Let me know what you think about these paddles, whether it's the Odyssey or the Orion. Both of them play really good. I don't really have a favorite at the moment, so I'll play with them a little bit more, and then I'll probably comment in the comment section which one's my favorite. But realistically, I do have a tendency to slide to the hybrid shapes more, so that'll probably be the one that I would prefer and will end up recommending to people down the line. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Till next time, stay safe, have a good day, drink plenty of water. Peace, y'all.